Hi YouTubers, it's Roxanne here again from Rox's Cards and Crafts, admin for Facebook group Cricut Connect and Cricut Expression. As usual, I'll leave a link below for those two groups. If you have the older Expression, you can go ahead and follow this tutorial as I'm using Shortcuts a Lot 6. You will also be able to do this in Shortcuts a Lot 5. So what is a mosaic tile? A mosaic tile for scrapbooking is a grid that measures 11.125. It's a grid that consists of 10 rows and 10 columns of 1-inch squares that you will draw onto a 12 by 12 piece of paper or cardstock. And then we're going to move along as we progress into the series of creating different projects so that you can find a different way to do scrapbooking. But for now, what I need to teach you how to do is simply draw this grid, design the grid, and then draw the grid in Shortcuts a Lot 6. And I've already pre-done another series before this using Design Space. Now if you've got Shortcuts a Lot 6 and you also use Design Space, it's so much easier to do in here than it is in Design Space. You can always then export this when it's finished for Design Space. Easy peasy. These half triangles here were these with these guys, 1, 2, and I was going to start to make them. They were very easy to make as well. So as I said, this is the second tutorial, so number 47. Number 46 was how to do this in Design Space. If you went and looked at the one in Design Space, you'll see that Shortcuts a Lot 6 is much easier. So if you need this program, I'll leave a link below for you to purchase that through my affiliate link. Okay, let's start. I'm just going to start another page. Select a square and just make a square of any size on your canvas or over here, it doesn't matter. Go to your selection tool, select your square, and we're going to resize it. Now make sure that your keep proportions is unchecked. Your width will be 1, enter, and your height will be 1, enter. And look how easy that was. The minute you change one, the other one just highlights automatically. So we've got to first make sure that that is a 1-inch square, okay? Because we need 100 of those. Now this is the part where I say please don't blink or you'll miss it. And this is where probably the 20 seconds or less will come into it. And I'll show you by doing it really fast so you can see. There we go. It works out to be 11.125, correct? And 11.125, so that's correct. So you now have 100 squares that equal 1 inch each with a 1/8 of an inch spacing in every row and every column. Did you count how long that took? So let's go back. Create your square as I said in the beginning. Selection tool, over here, resize to 1 inch and 1 inch. Go Control D. Amount of columns, just to add a 0, amount of rows, just add a 0. Horizontal spacing is 0.125. So your 0.125 is in decimal form 1/8 of an inch. And then your vertical spacing 0.125. Make sure you put group and OK. Let me just change the colour so we know that that was the second one we did. Now, very important now that you check the sizing, and the sizing must be 11.125 by 11.125. So I'll get rid of this. Now in Design Space you would have to go and put, well, if you were going to export this into Design Space, you'd have to put another square around it because it only measures 11.125, and in Design Space it goes shoot straight up to the left hand side. But in Shortcuts a lot, it stays where you put it. So you can highlight, or sorry, let's go into Edit, select All, okay, and go into the position and size. We're going to change the selection to Page and stick it in the center. Now that just centered that right in the middle. So your 12 by 12 piece of paper is the outside of the white there. So if I go to Cutter, I don't have to do cut selection because that's the only thing there. It will stay exactly where you put it, whereas in Design Space it does not. However, if you go to File, Export, go Grid Scale 6, we're going to we're just going to put it somewhere. I've just got it in Documents, Scale 6 Projects, and I'm going to save it there. And before it actually goes to there, because I've selected Export rather than Save As, you need to select Design Space Compatible, and that will give it a resolution of 72 dpi, dots per inch, okay? Just go OK, and that's ready to upload to Design Space should you need. Now if you do upload this into Design Space, you will further, in Design Space, you will have to select a square, resize it 11.5 inches, and turn that into either a pen, say like a red pen, or a score line. I could very easily just go in and show you how to do that. So how about I do that? Let's go into Cricut Design Space. Okay, so I've opened up Design Space. I'm going to upload. Go and find that file that I just did in Shortcuts a lot. So I've got Documents, Shortcuts a lot Projects, and this one. So there's my grid. Let's just bring that in. We have to change it also. We could have done this in Shortcuts Lot 6 as well, but we have to change this. I've got this in centimeters. I'm just going to go and change this over to inches, and I don't know why it has done this. Very easy. My profile, settings, canvas, imperial, done. So it is 11.125 by 11.125. Let's change that to pen. Now we're going to go get that shape, resize that to 11.5, give it another colour so that we can see it, arrange it to the back. Now make sure they're aligned, so align and centre. Now that line that's over here in the layers panels, just select it and either make it a pen of a different colour, which is what I would do. I would just choose a raspberry, and then your other one, your grid, is going to be a black. Okay, make sure that they are both attached, and that way you go to make it and it's also dead center in the middle of your 12 by 12 page, which is the outer white bit. All right, but this wasn't about design space, it was about shortcuts a lot. So as I said, you could have turned this into the drawing. Now if you're going to say cut this on your CRICUT Expression, let's just talk about the legacy machine for a bit. I have a tutorial already on how to lift the lid, so that when you lift the lid you can put a full-size pen into your pen adapter. We can only do one or the other, pen or blade. So you would obviously take your blade out, stick a fine nibbed texter, so about a 0.4 of a millimeter nib, into the blade holder. Let's go to the color palette, and with your fill select none for the black, but that's fine. I wouldn't make those lines any thicker, you want them as thin as possible. And that's it, guys. So easy in Shortcuts a Lot 6. So please like, share, and definitely subscribe. Press that bell, as I said in the beginning, and we'll move on to another project shortly. Bye for now.